Oh, we are getting nerdy in this one. What is the deal with these graphs? It is a frequency response graph for headphones and IEMs, and for the sake of consistency, I pulled all of these graphs from headphones.com. Now, graphs do not tell us the whole story, but they do give us a good idea as to what sort of sound profile a device might have. This line running down the middle, that's our target. The shaded area around is the population average for sound preference. So if our colorful line falls within that shaded area, we can safely assume that the majority of people will find that sound to be pleasing. The higher the colorful line is on that graph, the louder our perception of that frequency will be. The blue shaded part of this graph shows us positional variation. Yes, changing the way a headphone sits on our head, forward, backward, left, right, up, down, all these sorts of minute changes our perception of how they sound, mostly in higher frequencies. The graphs go from 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. That is the audible frequency spectrum for the vast majority of people. Some people can hear a little lower than 20 Hz, some people can hear a little higher than 20,000 Hz. But generally, below 20 Hz and above 20,000 Hz is not audible. Our sub-bass and bass is from 20 Hz to 250 Hz. Mid-range is between 250 Hz and 5,000 Hz. Treble is beyond that. Another important bit is the ear gain region between 2,000 and 5,000 Hz, where our outer ear and ear canals naturally amplify frequencies. When bass is too high, we call this muddy because it starts to overpower the mid-range and the treble, and the sound just kind of comes across as sloppy. When you have a lot of upper bass and lower mid emphasis, I call this thick and dull because you don't have that sub-bass impact, but you're still getting a lot of low frequencies that are kind of drowning out the upper end of the mid-range, which is generally much more detailed. Too much in the ear gain region makes vocals come across as very shouty and nasally, while instruments become very harsh and kind of overwhelming to listen to. Lastly, too much treble and things come across as sibilant or piercing. Things get really annoying to listen to. So we want to balance out these frequencies because they all work together to give us a sound that is overall pleasing. Too much bass and not enough treble gives an audio device a dark presentation, while on the other end, too much treble and not enough bass gives an audio device a bright presentation. Audio is really complex and we all experience it slightly differently, and beyond that, we all have different preferences. That's why I always say that things like best and perfect don't exist. What will be best and perfect for me won't be best and perfect for you because you don't have my ears. You don't have my brain. Audio is a really weird experience when you think about it. I hope this helps. Check the recommendation list later.